What's the hardest stunt work that you've had to do in your career?
That's a kind of an interesting question, because the hardest stunt jobs tend to be not necessarily the most dangerous. Because, let's see. So, for instance, a short high fall, if you're only falling, let's say 16, 20 feet, something like that, or even shorter, they're tough because you need to rotate so fast, and usually when they're shooting it, they don't want you to. They want to catch you falling, and then you have to flip at those last seconds so that you don't break your back, right? So they want you to you got to hit your pads, your boxes. Usually if we're falling under 20 feet, we're just using boxes, we're not using pads. But for me, I think I would have to say, I'm going to say the hardest thing I did was because it was emotionally hard. Not because it was necessarily dangerous, although that's why they call them a stunt. You know, they are inherently somewhat dangerous. I had to do, for Gina Davis, I doubled her in Long Kiss Goodnight, and I had to do a fall on a machine called Descender. And a Descender is a wire, and it's attached to a crane, and it has a big drum. And this drum, on the drum, they hand roll slowly this wire, the cable, onto the drum to make sure that there's no kink in it, because the kink can make the wire break. And they only use a wire, maybe once or twice, and then they replace the entire wire. So this gag was, I was falling about 80 feet, and I was falling into a camera. It was a nightmare sequence for Gina's character, and I hate heights. And I had to get, not only that, I was in a harness, like a parachute harness kind of thing, and they attached the cable to my harness, and it ran down my tights, because all she wore was tights, and a wife beater, right, little tank top, and a leather jacket. It is Toronto in the winter at night. And there's no place for me to put on anything warmer, because where the skin shows, it should be supposed to show. So I'm freezing myself into little ice cubes, and I'm terrified of this, just calming myself down constantly. And this wire, I had to be hooked into the wire, and then sort of sat on the ground next to this gigantic construction crane. And while they fed the wire onto this drum, I'm sorry if it's boring. It was just the most insane experience, surreal. It's like I had to sit there and wait to die, basically. That's what it felt like. I'm going to have to wait and die, and I'm freezing, and it's night, and I'm on a quarry. We were on the cliff, so at the bottom of the quarry was the camera and the lights, and let's see, was the first time or the last time? So the first time, actually, they had the camera in the basket. On the end of the crane was a basket, and in that basket sat a very brave cameraman who had to sit, can you imagine, sitting on the end of a construction crane in a basket, and you're holding your camera, the camera mounted and set so it's shining down on me, and then when they swung me in, they slowly, it's so embarrassing too, because it's like guys and they're all so macho, and I'm like trembling because I'm so scared, and they're starting to, my legs like this, they're starting to roll me up to the starting position, and I'm like, and they pull me up so that I'm now suspended in the air, and then they rotate this gigantic construction crane over the quarry in the dark, and I'm upside down. I had a prosthetic face on that looked like Gina, and her wig. And I start to slowly spin, because I'm like a spider on a web, right? I'm just spinning up there, and think, oh man, I hope I don't hurl. That would be so embarrassing, I hope I don't wet my pants, because if I wet my pants, it'll be up here, so, oh my God. And the cameraman did the most lovely thing. He just reached out, and we were both so terrified. I don't think he was having a good night either. We didn't talk to each other. And he just reached down and grabbed my toe. So I stopped spinning. So the first scene, you know, when they cut you loose, they say action. They drop you, you free fall. So I free fall, and then before you hit the ground, hopefully this descending mechanism kicks in, slows you down, and stops you before you smash. That is the idea. So it worked. I did not smash. And they cut me free. But what did happen was I started to get a nosebleed, and I think it was just from the pressure of hanging upside down. So my makeup artist like shoving cotton balls in my face to keep it from. And then we have to do it again. So I have to go through the whole process again. And now they're setting up the camera, and it's at the bottom of the quarry. So the poor cameraman no longer has to sit in that basket. And I don't have a friend to hold my toe. So we rewind me, get me back up there. I'm hanging, I'm waiting, and the camera. And so Rennie Harlan, who's the director, says that he's using a bullhorn. I mean, 80 feet, think about that. It is high, especially when you're hanging over that from a crane. And he just says, Patricia, I want your mouth open, I want you screaming, I want you terrified. And I said, that's not going to be a problem. And then the cotton ball that's shoved in my nose grenades out of my face. And my nose just like, because if anything hits the lens, guess what happens?
Oh no.
We get to do it again. So I'm just like, oh my God, action, fall, scream. Cut, and I ended up about 18 inches over that camera. That's how accurate these things can be. It's amazing. And this is in the 90s. And just as I had a little give, I felt I went like this, you know, when it stopped, this drop of blood would poop onto the camera. I went, that just happened now. That just happened. We got the shot. It just happened now. It's like they lowered me down and cut me free. And sure enough, it was fine. Okay, yes, we got the shot. So to me, you know, that stuff, the stuff that makes me stress and lose years of my life, those are the dangerous ones. And anything having to do with heights was really nerve-wracking.